from Switzerland. Now, I've introduced you to these pilots. What I'm going to tell you about is to be able to fly formation like this is rehearsal, rehearsal, rehearsal. The ability to do the aerobatic maneuvers, right side up, upside down, with the wingman only looking at the leader's airplane. Never looking into his cockpit, never looking at the ground, but only following the leader. Okay, now we've talked to you about the difficulty factor, the artistry in the sky, how skillful this is as you listen to the sound of the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine. Back to you, Ron.
Yes, indeed, Danny. This airplane, developed initially for the Royal Air Force, not for the United States Army Air Force. When Dutch Kindelberger said, give us 120 days,
the airplane out in less than 120 days. And at a press conference, one of the reporters said, how did you pull that off? That was pure magic. Getting the airplane from the start of production to on the ramp, ready to fly in that short amount of time. Dutch Kindelberger said magic. He said, let me tell you something, Parker. In the terms of magic, you cannot pull a rabbit out of a hat unless you have the rabbit in the hat.
and that rabbit in the hat was a wing design called laminar flow. And that was the fastest wing in the world at that point. And they married it up with this amazing fuselage.
Coming in from your right. Get your cameras and your phones and hope you have enough film left in your truck. Okay, watch this. And the sound of the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine is
That Rolls-Royce engine was the thing that made the Mustang the iconic aircraft it was, because the Allison engine didn't perform well enough at high altitude to keep up with the Hurricanes and Spitfires against the German Air Force.
All right, so Rolls-Royce had a two-stage supercharger. It allowed the aircraft to get up to another 10,000 feet of altitude, up to the dogfight arena around 35,000 feet. The sky, I can see the gleam coming in, this time from over our left shoulder. I think Rob and I, a lot of times we will hear from our devoted fans, shut up, we want to hear the engine, so we're going to be quiet.
It was the British who said, hey, that Allison engine, okay, what if we put our Merlins like they have in our Spitfires on that airplane? And that was what made it work. In 1943, after the United States Army Air Force said, we're going to use this one too, they couldn't make the engines fast enough. They being the British, because they were making them as one-offs. It was American mass production ingenuity and the arsenal of democracy that made the Mustang Merlin engine. Said of the Mustang that it was the most perfectly aerodynamically perfect pursuit of magnificence.
There is another situation out here. It is a liquid fuel engine like many of your cars and trucks from strategy in the sea. How they do it. So, you have to have a radiator sharing cooling duties with not only the engine but the oil cooler as well. Now that you will see at the bottom of the fuselage between the wings. It smooth the air going through the radiator, and you say, well, some of those ideas were great from the past. But wait, we're celebrating the 50th year of the F-16. What do we see on the belly scoop of the F-16?
That same daggone gunner from 1940 to 1972 when that airplane was first designed. That kind of technology came out of America's quest for speed, for victory, and for the fight for freedom.
As these two pilots fly their warbirds, common to a lot of pilots flying the World War II bombers and fighters, bomber fighters and trainers, either in combat or transporting the aircraft. And that is their salute to America and to our veterans. And we never will forget our veterans. Those who have gone before us, those who are still with us, and those who are gaining eminent status even today. For that, we can give a big round of applause to all the people, all the sacrifices, and all of the great efforts that make this country great. We are so fortunate.
16 million Americans served in the military during World War II. 405,000 lost their lives to have whatever they needed to survive and win that war.
Whether it was on the ground, on the water, or in the air, it was a total effort. Oh, your right shoulder again. Mobilize. Production run of the P-51s.
Around 15,600, but if your numbers change from that, we say you're right. Louis Horschel grew up in Western New York State. His dad flew a Cessna 182. He learned how to fly that, and now he flies a number of different aircraft, including not only the Mustang, but he flies the FG-1D Corsair as part of the Navy's Legacy Flight Program. That's a big deal because it shares the commonality, the tradition of World War II aviation for the Navy with its current aircraft in Switzerland. But literally, he commutes from Switzerland to the United States to fly with Louis Horschel in the jack cases. What a tremendous thing. And you can see, if you're looking carefully, you can see that radiator scoop underneath and that little bit of a gutter still on the airplane. It's amazing, Danny, when you think of the training through which the pilots went. Primary, basic, and advanced training. The advanced trainer had this landing gear that they were very close together on the main gears. It was very dangerous. These were a whole lot easier to handle on the ground because the stance of the gear is a lot wider.
If they tried to take that problem out,